Yo guys, what is going on here with my Beelzemon Cup first place deck profile? I played in my Beelzemon Cup last night. Actually, I had to drive an hour away to get there, but it was worth it because I ended up winning the whole thing and getting the Beelzemon winner stamped card. The deck I played was Merva, Beelstar, kind of just like Mega Zoo purple control. I don't know what you really want to call it. But I tested a lot for this event, and I didn't want to play Beelzemon because it felt a little bit too RNG. And in a format like this, I kind of wanted to rely on my skill as a player. So I wanted to play something a little bit more control-y, and not just like a deck that burns yourself out. Because I also anticipated maybe people will be playing cards specifically for Beelzemon, since it's going to be the most popular deck. So this is the list I decided upon, so let's go ahead and get into it. For the starters, for the eggs, just 4 copies of Demi-Mera. Since I'm playing the Beelzemon package, I want my rookies to die, not really trying to climb into anything, so this is going to be good for that. And then for, obviously, the level 3s, going to be playing the kind of best card to pair with the Beelzemon is going to be 4 copies of the BT2 Gabumon. This is just good with all of your champions. A lot of times if you don't draw Beelzemon but you draw this, you can just put a champion on it, swing into security, draw some cards off of it. So this guy, as well as Ignitemon, are the ones you want to see all the time. Ignitemon is specifically for Mervamon. Basically, you need this card to Digicross with it from Trash, and then you get the alternates effect of when you play Digimon, gain 1 memory, effectively playing out your Mervamon for 7. The when attacking effect did come up quite a bit, actually. You can delete one of your other Digimon to delete one of your opponent's unsuspended with same level or lower level. So this would happen a lot where, let's say I had this plus an Beelzemon. I would swing the Beelzemon into security, just hoping it would die. If it didn't die, I could use this to pop a level 4, trigger the Beelzemon as well. So it was really cool stuff. But you need to see this card a lot. Sometimes you see it too much, but it makes your Mervamon dead if you don't see it. Other level 3s. 2 copies of Beelzemon, just because Beelzemon gains memory like crazy. But honestly, this card isn't even really that great against Beelzemon because they have so many ways to remove lower level Digimon. You just kind of need it. Against rogue stuff, it's good. Memory boost, whatnot. Other rookies, Dracomon. This was a last minute decision, but it adds back any of your 7 costs in case you need to recycle those, or any of your 1 costs being Calling from Darkness, or the Death Clause. Recycling Death Clause is actually pretty sick. And then the other one of Psychmon. This came up against, I played a Beelstar mirror, so basically I was able to use this, choke my opponent to 1, play a Psychmon, and just say good luck, have fun. It doesn't really conflict with this deck that much. You can kind of manage around it. Then one Demi-Devimon. This is a Retaliation rookie. It can't attack Digimon basically ever because you don't have a Myotismon in this deck, but you basically just use this a 3-cost rush or to block on your opponent's turn with the Mervamon. So it's good for that. So that's going to be it for the rookies. For the champions, of course, playing the best card in the deck, 4 copies of Beelzemon Scatter Mode. I wish I could play 20 of this card. What more is there to say? It's a graceful charity. Draw 3, discard 2. Now the next couple cards are really weird. So I'm playing 4 Retaliation champions, 2 Devimon and 2 Wizardmon. The reason I'm playing these ones is because I actually just didn't have Flairlessmon and Soulmon. If you are going to play this deck, I would just swap these guys out for the new BT11 Retaliators. One of them who has On Deletion, draw, discard 1. One of them who gives all turns plus 2,000. I literally just didn't have those cards, so I was like, okay, let's just play some Retaliators. They're both, this one's 5 play cost, so that's why I chose this instead of just 4 of that. But it's not really relevant because you're never evolving these, so that these inheritors don't ever come up. And then other champions, again, 2 last-minute decisions were Ogremon and Ginkakumon Promote, and I'm very glad I decided on them. Ogremon's really good for early aggro, lets you ditch your useless option cards, and then Ginkakumon Promote just steals games. I can't believe I was thinking of playing this deck without this card, because there's so many times you can loop this with Beelstar and just get multiple attacks in, or just being able to use Nailbone, bring it back, rush for game. There's one game where I Beelstar, play this, attack, Deathclaw, kill this, kill something else, Beelstar again, play this, attack for game. So it comes up a lot. It's really, really powerful. I think 1's enough, though. I don't think you really want to see it too often. And then for the Megas, the Beelstar, of course, is going to be playing 4 of her. Just the best card in the deck. I was originally playing more of a Mervamon build. I want to shout out my friend Hunter. He kind of helped me come up with the original like blueprint for what I wanted to play. I basically just asked him like, hey, what are you playing for Bill's Cup? And he sent me a list, and I kind of tweaked it a little bit. But I kind of decided to go more focused on Beelstar, just because Mervamon, while really good, you basically always play her for 7 versus Beelstar. You have the potential for playing her for very, very cheap, getting a Mega on board, and then having a whole toolbox of cards to use, being able to delete Digimon. There's no protection in this format, so you don't really have to worry about that. And then being able to use stuff like Nailbone as well. Just an overall insane card. The other waifu is going to be 3 copies of Mervamon. Mervamon's still really good. I don't know if I'd continue playing 3 in this build. You could possibly cut it to 2, but 3 was fine. You still want to see her, but you're never really resolving more than like 1 per game. Usually, so what you do with this is like when you have Ignitemon in your trash, you'll basically play this, you'll declare Digicross, you'll stick this under a Digicross for -3, so for 8 cost, and then you'll play back 2 guys. So then what you can do is like play back any 2 purple level 4 lowers. So depending on the situation, you could like floodgate them with Gazi or Psychmon, get an on-play recycle with Dracmon. You could bring back an Eismon if you wanted to, but usually you end up playing retaliating blockers. So you'll play like 2 retaliators because this gives Crossheart and retaliation Digimon blockers. So then it prevents them from swinging carelessly with like their Beelzemons or anything like that. Just being able to put up 3 blockers, and then next move you have like lethal because you have like 4 Digimon, like 3 on field and maybe 1 in the back. So it's just really, really crazy. The amount of tempo you can get with this card is absolutely insane. And then last Mega here is just 1 copy of Death X. This kind of sucked. I never really played this the entire tournament, but you just kind of had to. I think there's a lot of rogue stuff. You never know what you're going to play. So I think it's just good generally against a lot of random decks. So that's going to do it for the Digimon. Tamers, simple lineup, 1 copy of BT2 Matt Ishida just to recycle cards. Being able to loot option cards is really cool. Adding back Calling from Darkness, adding back Deathclaw, purple memory boost if you need it. And just whatever Digimon you need if you're breaking on rookies or recycling your Eismon, that's good as well. 2 copies of Sora Mimi. This was also a last-minute decision, but I wanted another way to like guarantee more memory because Mervamon is also a little bit expensive. Even if you start at 3, putting your opponent to 4 sometimes is a little bit unfortunate, especially because a lot of decks in this meta weren't really running memory tamers. Some people were just straying away from the old Imako and playing the new one, in which case I want to choke them as much as possible. So this punishes your opponent for playing around like your deletion effects. If they don't have a level 4 or lower, you gain 2 memory, so if they don't, you'll gain 2 memory if they evolve into like a Beels or a Balmon or something. Or hard play Beelstar. Otherwise, if they do have a level 4 or lower, you're usually killing it with one of your cards. That's kind of the only downside with this deck, though. It's very reliant on like Deathclaw and Ignite for lower level removal. You don't really have a ton of that just because the 7 cost options are really good for like tower decks, but you can maybe potentially play like maybe Heat Viper, maybe another. Well, okay, maybe not Heat Viper, but like maybe more Deathclaws or something. I don't know for lower level removal. But anyways, this card's really good for that, as well as the fact that you can cycle early is really, really good. It doubles as a consistency card plus a memory gain card, so that's why I really, really like it in this deck. And seeing in multiples is fine. So that's it for the Tamers. And then for the option cards, the best option card in the deck has to be the 4 copies of Rivals Barrage. So this is new out of the Beelzemon starter deck. This is basically the only card from the starter deck I put in this deck. For those of you guys who don't know, it's this new 7 cost option. So you get to play it off Beelstar, and then it counts in trash for reducing her. The first effect, where if it trashes from deck, you play it, doesn't ever come up. Because there's no mill cards in this deck. But basically you have 2 main effects. So main, delete one of your opponent's Digimon to highest level. So this is just functions as a really, really strong singular removal card in this deck. Like you're basically playing like 8 copies of Fly Bullets, but this can hit like Beelzemon Blast Modes or Death X's or whatever. So that's really good. And then the main delay means that you can delay the next turn and then return 1 purple Digimon card or Tamer from your trash to your hand. The Tamer part never really came up, but adding back Digimon is insane. If you guys maybe are putting together 2 and 2, the real best interaction with this is like playing a Beelstar, popping their guy, and then this will have the main effect to delay, so it'll stay in the battle area, and then the next turn you can like swing the Beelstar. If it dies, if they out it or whatever, you can then use Rival's Barrage to pop it and then add back the Beelstar. So there's one game against Beelzemon Mill where I basically was grinding him down and I just kept infinitely looping these. I would like play Beelstar, kill his guy, and then pop this. And then it gives you an extra 7 cost engrave, so maybe if you had another Beelstar, you could play another one. But I would basically just like loop these, like kill his guy, swing, kill it maybe to kill a rookie, Calling from Darkness or Deathclaw or something, and then use Rival's Barrage to add it back, play it again, and kill another guy. So it was just absolutely ridiculous. This card, I think, single-handedly probably makes Musketeers like a I don't know if I'd say tier 1, but a pretty competitive deck, I think, again, even outside of Beelstar, Beel Cup. The other 7 costs, 4 Fly Bullets, pretty standard. This is your other really good removal card. The other removal card that sucked was Trump Sword. It was like fine. It came up a couple times in security where they had like 2 guys on field and you needed to kill one. This is just filler space. You just need more 7 costs. And I just wanted like another removal card. And then also I couldn't find my extra copies of Nailbone, so I'm only playing 1 Nailbone. Literally just because I couldn't find mine. I was like rushing to make it to locals on time. But if I was to like, again, in addition with the Flare Lizamon and Soulmon kind of adjustments, I'd probably like play, like reverse these ratios, like play 3 Nailbone, 1 Trump Sword, because Nailbone is really crazy. Security effect's really good, bring back a guy. Obviously main effect with Beelstar, playing out 2 guys and having lethal for next turn, playing out a Gazi or a Psych or like an Eismon or whatever is just really broken. So this card is obviously like really strong, and the deck cycles enough to where I was able to get away with one because you're usually just using it to go for game anyways, and because you have Mervamon as well, you don't rely on this as much to like spam the field, but it's still really good. Again, I'd probably change the ratios if I had more than 1 Nailbone. But that's going to do for the 7 costs. And then the other options, just 2 Deathclaw, 1 Calling is pretty standard. Nothing to really say about these cards. They're just really good. Calling from Darkness still super broken. Last card here is just 1 Purple Memory Boost. I wanted like a 14th rookie, but I didn't really want to change any of the ratios. Like I didn't want like an actual just like other rookie to play. So I just wanted like a 14th starter. Memory's good. It's a consistency card as well, so just decided on 1 copy is fine. So yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for the list. Let me know down in the comment section below what you think of the deck. Tons of fun. This is the most fun I think I've had playing Digimon in a very long time. Bandai, if you're watching this, please do more events like this. Whether it be more Beelzemon Cups, more monocolored cups, alternative formats. I'm a huge fan. There's so much outplaying and so much like interactivity that like I kind of had. It was such a fun event. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this one. Thank you for watching. We'll see you next time.